Sky so blue, real life Jamaica, it's me and you. No fake love, no running away. We hold our faith strong in real life Jamaica. Mama wakes early before the day, prays to God and she finds a way. Kettle boiling, bread on the pan. Simple life but a powerful plan.
All right. Good morning. Happy Sunday, viewers. Welcome to Real Life JA on JBL Entertainment TV. I'm your host, Shane Reed, and we are sponsored by Sky Beach Restaurant Bar and Grill, located in Hopewell, Hanover. We are sponsored by Spirits Restaurant, and that is located in Montego Bay, and we are also sponsored by Pythagoras Construction. Today we are live in or from Jamaica and the Indian Ocean. I have a very special guest, a very good friend of mine, Franchette Emilien. Right, Franchette, that's how I
Yes.
pronounce the last name.
Yes, it's good, it's perfect.
All right, it's perfect. And we're going to be focusing on marketing in the digital era beyond likes and followers. So Franchette is a marketing expert, and you're going to, know more about her and more about how I got to know her and got to meet her and all of that later on in the program. All right. Later on, we are going to be having a next show, and that will be hosted by my colleague. Belle, could you share that flyer, please? While I 1 minute, guys. Let me bring up that flyer in my phone. So Aniki is going to be talking to Thunder first. He's an artist, and that's at 4 p.m. Jamaica time. So for now, you're stuck with me and Emily. It's Franchette. It's unusual for us to be on this time on a Sunday, but as I said earlier, she is like what 9 hours ahead of us, Franchette.
Yes, you are 9 hours ahead of Jamaica.
Yeah, and she's coming to us live and direct from the Indian Ocean. So let's begin there, Franchette. Tell us something about your country and your island. I have some photos, but unfortunately, it's not allowing me. I'm not seeing it in downloads. So Jermaine is going to try and upload it, and then we probably can show those photos. But take us, Jamaicans and other members from around the world, other friends from around the world who are watching. Take us to the Indian Ocean. Take us to your island, and you know, tell us something about it.
Yes, actually, exactly. I shared some photos with you, but as you mentioned, your colleague will be sharing them a little bit later. So I come from Mauritius, which is in the Indian Ocean and is a multicultural island. And Mauritius is known for its diversity, peaceful coexistence, and it's known for tourism as well and economic innovation. But behind the beaches, actually, Mauritius is also developing strongly in technology, financial services, like entrepreneurship as well, and digital transformation. But it is very important to know that I come from a smaller island, which is an autonomous island called Rodrigues Island. And actually, I just traveled back from Rodrigues Island last night. Rodrigues Island is around 500 kilometers away from Mauritius. It's very small. Its population is around 40 to 45,000. And Rodrigues also has its authenticity, and it's known for its hospitality, the nature, and strong cultural identity. And the pictures I sent were the pictures of the beaches, of the nature of Rodrigues Island, which is a little bit like a virgin island. And also I shared a picture of the food, which is, rice cooked with maize, with red beans, and with pork as well, which is one of our specialties. And for you guys to know more, of course, you have to visit our island.
So, what are the different ethnic groups in your country? Because you said you're a multi-ethnic group country.
Yes, we have actually the Hindus, and even the Hindus is divided into different groups. And then we have the Muslims, and then we also have the Christians. Yes, those are the main groups that we have in Mauritius. And yeah, actually, we all the cultures we live together in peacefully. Actually,
That's good. So languages, what language do you speak? And we would have no issue if you take us or you give us some language lessons, whether it's French or a local Creole or two that you speak. So I'm preparing myself for language lessons. It's a language class now.
yeah, actually, we speak Creole, and Creole is a mixture of English and French as well.
Hmm.
So let's say, for example, if you want to say good morning, because I know in Jamaica it's morning, while here it's evening. So good morning, we would say it like a bit in French, but it's just the accent that is different. Like in
Hmm.
French, it would be bonjour, but in Creole, it's bonjour. You see,
So,
it's just instead of the jour for
mhm.
bonjour, we would say bonjour, zoo, not jour.
All right. So
And
let me go now. So French is bonjour
yes,
and Creole is bouzou.
bonjour. You know, for
Bonjour.
the jour, yeah, bonjour. You don't make the you instead of jour, it's
Mm.
zoo, like a
Zoo.
z. You use the z.
Z. Okay. So bon
Yeah.
Z. So it's bon Z.
Bozu. Instead of using a J for the jour,
Yeah.
you use the Z for the zoo.
Okay.
Ah, don't worry, I'll teach you before you come home.
All right. So all right. Apart from good morning, so how do you say good afternoon, good evening, or good night?
Actually, good evening, we would be more like bonsoir, and it's the same in French as well.
Bonsoir.
And yes, bonsoir. And if I want to say, like, I want to ask you, how are you? Like in French, we would be saying, like, comment ça va? But in Creole, we would be like, qui manière?
So French is comment ça va,
Yeah,
and in Creole it's kimania.
exactly. Ah, that one you got it better.
Yes, I got that. Yeah, I got a one better.
Yeah, you improving.
Yes, I am improving. All right. So, good night. How do you say that in French and Creole?
It's same because it would be like bonne nuit.
Bon nuit.
Yes, bonne nuit.
Bon nuit.
Yes, bonne
Mhm.
for good and
Yes.
nuit for night.
Good night. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I am introducing myself. My name is Shane. How do I say that in French? How do I say that in Creole?
Okay, so in French it would be like je m'appelle Shane.
Je m'appelle Shane.
Je
Je,
je
je
m'appelle Shane.
m'appelle Shane.
Yeah. And in Creole it would be like m'appelle Shane.
M'appelle Shane.
Oui, yes. Me
Mu,
appelle Shane.
mu appelle Shane.
Yes. And then when you say it faster, it's m'appelle Shane.
Mu appelle Shane.
Yes.
Okay, so
it's one
how?
of the it's one of the ways of saying it, but of course, Creole, it varies. Sometimes it varies from region, and even sometimes there are differences in when we are saying something in Mauritian Creole and in Rodrigan Creole. They are very similar, but sometimes there are some small differences, and even in the accent, like for the Rodrigan accent, it's more a singing accent.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm trying to share the link to our friends in a particular group because I just remember that I didn't share the YouTube link so our friends can can
Oh,
watch
okay,
us.
okay, I
All right.
see.
So the link is here now. All right. So if I want to ask for water or I want to ask for a drink, how would I say that in French or in and Creole? So I'm taking
Okay,
us
so
through scenarios, various scenarios, so that we can learn the language.
okay, let's say you are at the bar,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say you want a beer, and you want to ask the barman for a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, out of politeness, let's say you would be saying, "Excuse me, can I have a beer, please?" Then it would be something like, "S'il te plaît, je peux avoir une bière?"
Hold on. Franchette, don't rush this now. Take your time. So let's go
Okay.
again. All right. So,
Okay. S'il te plaît, it's like for please, because we
mm-hmm,
won't translate literally.
mm-hmm.
And it would be like for if you want to say like, excuse me, can I have like, s'il te plaît, je peux or
S'il te
je
plaît.
pourrais avoir une bière. Can I have
Mm-hmm.
a beer? You
So,
see, there are different ways you can say it, or you can, if you want to go more like that level of French, it's like, pourrais-je avoir une bière, s'il te
push.
plaît?
All right. So, uh, go again. All right.
But at the bar, you won't be like posh. You'll just
Yeah, yeah.
be asking, s'il te plaît, je peux avoir une bière? S'il te plaît, je peux avoir une bière?
So, s'il te plaît, pour
Je
Ava and
peux,
Bear.
s'il te plaît,
S'il
je
te
peux,
plaît, je vends, je
je
prends,
peux.
je vends,
Je peux, like
je
use
prends,
a P, yeah, P,
je prends, yeah. A-
avoir
Avoir
une
une
bière.
bière.
Yeah, and when you say bière, it has to you'd have to take it a little bit higher, bière,
Mm-hmm.
so that it sounds like it's a question,
Oh,
out of
bière.
politeness. Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you say that in Creole now? And we're going to end the language lessons here.
Yeah,
Before
because
I.
you would have known the essential, you cannot go to a country and not taste the local beer. So
Mhm.
it would be something like, s'il te plaît, mokage en la bière.
So, s'il te plaît, go
Mo,
again.
like
M-
mo, like I.
So, s'il te
Mo,
plaît, mo, aga,
cave,
cave,
cave, gang,
gang,
en
en,
la bière.
la bière.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. So, you're trilingual. You speak three languages.
Yeah, yeah. I speak Creole, French, and English. And Creole is more like a dialect, I would
Mm-hmm,
say.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Where did you learn English? Primary school, high school, college? How did you? Or English is your official language, of course.
English is the official language, and we learn both English and French from pre-primary to, yeah, until you stop studying.
Oh, because I didn't even know that you guys were controlled. So you were discovered by the Dutch.
Yeah,
So the
you know that.
Dutch,
Yeah.
and then the French,
Mm-hmm.
and then the English.
Yes, exactly.
So which culture is more dominant? So there's Dutch, there's French, there's English. Which is more dominant? Of course, language is English. What else?
Mm-hmm.
What have and French? So you have language, French and English. What else do you get from the English? What else do you get from the French and the Dutch?
I think English is more dominant
Hmm.
because I would tend to think that we have more, a British culture. Also, Mauritians, we like drinking tea, and drinking tea is mainly a British culture. So I would
Hmm.
tend to think that most of our influences are from the British.
Yeah, and then you have the African influence, the Chinese and the Indian influence.
Yes, yes, exactly. Because many from the people from our population, they come from those different countries, continents, and that's what makes Mauritius multicultural.
Hmm. So, like us, you share the same history of colonialism. The only difference is that we had the Spanish and
Mm,
the British, but we didn't have the Dutch and the
okay.
French influencing us.
Okay, okay.
All right. So, what's the meaning of your name? While we leave language and other aspects of culture.
Actually, my name doesn't really have a specific meaning. I was given that name after my brother because my brother's name is Jean-Claude François Emilien, and he was named after a famous singer that is Claude François. He's a French singer. So then I was born after my brother. So my parents decided to give me the name, turn the masculine name into
Into
feminine name.
feminine. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, which gives Marie-Claude Franchette. But also, in my name, being a French name, there's the word Franche in it. And franche in English, it means frank. And many people say that I carry this name very perfectly because I'm a very honest person and I tend to, I'm spontaneous. I tend to say what I think. So I just believe that my name reflects part of my personality because I value authenticity, genuine human connection, transparency, and meaningful communication. And also, it works well because these qualities are very important for marketing and leadership, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, because you basically have to be honest and frank and upfront with people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Your favorite sports, music, food.
Um, I'm not very much into sport, so if I would say that I have a favorite sport, then people who know me would say that this girl is not honest because I don't practice any sports.
Hmm.
Yeah, but sometimes I watch tennis, but I it doesn't mean that I don't understand much. Um, but in terms of music, I don't have, when we come to the word favorite, I don't really have a favorite, like favorite movie, favorite music. I listen to all kinds of music depending on my mood, depending on the environment. I don't have a favorite color, so I would tend to wear any color depending on how I see the day, etc. In terms of food, not being a foodie person, I eat almost everything except seafood just because I'm allergic to seafood. I know coming from a small
An
island,
island. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, many people would tend to say that there's no logic in me being allergic to seafood, but it is what it is. There's nothing much I can do about it. And I also like to travel. I like to read and discover new ideas. And of course, I like everything that is related to marketing, branding, and communication.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking some more about marketing and branding and communication.
Yeah.
Can you swim?
Um,
Come on,
you know, I can
Franchet.
float. I
You can
can
float.
I can float. I can
Mhm.
swim where I can still stand, but I wouldn't go far, far, far. So, to be honest, let's say I manage.
Is swimming a big part of your culture?
Mm, when I was a kid, no. The funny part of it is that I learned to swim when I was grown up. Yeah, I learned to swim in a pool at the municipal pool, not even in the sea.
Yeah, yeah. There's something about us island folks. It's just that a lot of us don't know how to swim. You are basically surrounded by the Indian Ocean. I am
Exactly.
surrounded by the Caribbean Sea. As a matter of fact, I'm looking out and there is the Caribbean Sea right there.
Yeah,
And
ooh, nice.
I couldn't tell when I probably the last time I've been to the beach, which is like 5 minutes walk away from me,
Ooh.
was probably 5 years ago or 6 years ago.
Wow, that's a lot. But
That's a
the
lot.
thing is that we say that we don't really value what we really have here. We have so many people traveling from very far to come and enjoy our beaches, our sun, and then we personally don't do it because most of the
Yes,
time
yes.
weekends I like to sleep because I'm like I need some rest. While I could even rest at the beach, but I don't really do it.
Yeah, because our friends from like Bolivia, our friends from Bolivia, they are landlocked. And I remember when
Hmm.
Ali is like, okay, when she came to Jamaica, oh, this is my first time like actually seeing, and I'm like, huh? What do you mean you don't know? You don't know? So
Yeah.
yeah, we take it for granted. I mean, I get up, I look out, and I say, oh, there's the beach. I should go to the beach, and I'm like, nah, yeah,
Yeah, and
cruise.
sometimes when people say, you have a beautiful view of a beach, and then you're like, oh, really? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Do you have a favorite pastime? I think you said
Mm,
it's traveling and reading, huh?
yes, it's traveling, reading, listening to music. Yeah. And most of my readings, I do it when I'm at the airport because that's where I like traveling in solo. So that's where I'm not talking to people, so I can focus on my book because I'm very talkative. And sometimes, even at the airport, I find myself talking to people I've never seen, like I've been knowing them for for long. You see.
Yeah, I agree. I can concur. You're warm and you're very talkative because I remember some years ago when we first met, you're the one who basically approached me and said, "Hi, how are you?"
You see,
Yeah, that's true. Because I was like not saying much and being very quiet, and you were,
yeah.
being introducing yourself to everybody and talking to everybody and all of
Yeah,
that.
that
So
was in Japan.
yeah,
I
that was in
remember.
Japan. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, which countries have you traveled to so far? Because you said you like traveling. So, list some of the countries that you have traveled to.
Whoa, there's a list. I may miss some, but I've been traveling. Start from Asia. I've been traveling to Japan. I've been traveling to Malaysia. I was in Taiwan was it last year? No, it was year before. And then in Europe, I've been to Holland. Then I've been traveling mainly in and Europe. I've been also to the UK,
Hmm.
and then I've been traveling mainly in Africa. So I've been to South Africa, Ghana, Benin, Tunisia in the Middle East. I've been to Togo. I've been to Rwanda, Zimbabwe, a lot more, but if I start to think about it, then it will take us some time for me to remember all the countries. But I've been traveling to lots of countries. I think around 20 countries, and yeah, thanks to JCI.
And which countries stand out the most for you? Which country or countries stand out the most for you?
I like most of them, because
Hmm.
as you mentioned, I'm a warm person. I'm a people person. So in most of those countries, I've been making friends. Some of them I already had friends there. So when I visited, I really liked it. But to tell you the truth, the continent I prefer traveling to is Africa because of the warmth of the people, and I don't know, there's something since my childhood I've always wanted to discover Africa. That's why I think I've been traveling more to African countries. But there's something in Africa that I really appreciate. And I must say that I've not traveled to America, but hopefully soon I'll be in Jamaica.
Yeah, yes, Jamaica needs to host a couple conference so that you guys can visit us. Yeah, and as a Jamaican of Nigerian ancestry, I hope to be able to travel to Nigeria
Oh, so you
Something.
can come to the conference next year. The African and Middle East Conference will be hosted
Oh
in
yes,
Lagos, Nigeria
yes,
next
yes.
year.
I didn't even remember that. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, maybe we'll meet there.
Yeah, exactly. Ah,
Mhm.
shooks. Nah, that's going to be because I want to go to Brazil and then come back and go to Japan. So that is going to be
Whoa.
whoa. Yes, that is.
But you should
Nah,
make Jamaica, you should make Nigeria a priority so that we
yes,
can see you, we can meet you in on our continent.
on our continent. Our continent, yes.
Yeah.
All right. What motivates you? What is it that gets you going? And before you answer that, viewers, welcome. This is Real Life on JBL Entertainment TV. I am Shane, and this is our special Guest-Franchette, Emilien, and she is coming live from Mauritius. Which island are you on? Rodriguez? You're on the island of Rodriguez.
No, actually, I traveled back to Mauritius last
You're back
night.
in
So,
Mauritius. Okay.
yes, I'm back in Mauritius. I left Rodrigues last night. I've been there for 2 weeks, the past
Hmm.
2 weeks.
Hmm.
Now I'm back to Mauritius.
All right, so she's from Mauritius, and that's in the Indian Ocean. So we're all the way beyond, practically beyond the African continent because she's right there. You're to the east of Madagascar, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
Geographically, I'm not very good.
All right, so viewers, welcome, and you can ask a question and you can make a comment, and I will read it. We're basically going to be talking about marketing and all of those things because Franchette is a marketing expert. So, those of you who have any questions about marketing, you are a business person, you are thinking about starting a business and you want to market your business, just don't go anywhere. Just ask your questions in the chat and Franchette will answer same. All right. So, what is it that motivates you, Franchette? What is it that gets you going and that want? Yeah, I'm getting up and I'm going to do this.
Basically, I don't need much to be motivated. I just need to get off bed and I'm literally motivated. But um, to be fair, some of the things that motivate me is to see things evolving. I don't like status quo. When things are at status quo, I wouldn't say that I'm not motivated, but I feel the need to make things move. So those are the things that drive me. And I like, devising. I like it when I'm in an environment where I'm devising strategies. I'm helping people and even businesses to grow. I'm connecting with people, creating opportunities. And I'm also very passionate about sharing my knowledge, learning from other people, and helping others discover their potential as well, because I believe we all have potentials, but there are some people that do not realize their potential. So if I'm able to ignite something and make people realize that, oh, they can do this or that, then I'm very happy to do it.
Yeah, and I think that fits well with. Sorry, guys, that fits well with marketing.
Yeah,
Mhm,
exactly,
mhm,
exactly.
mhm, mhm. Tell us something about your early life in terms of schooling and education as we come closer to our first break.
Yeah, actually, I was born, as I mentioned, I was born in Rodrigues Island, in a small village called Model. So,
Co-model? Okay.
Coro Model.
Co-model. Okay.
Yes, Coromandel.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to Mauritius for my tertiary education, actually. I think I came to Mauritius in 2002, where I started my tertiary education. And then 2 years after, I found a very interesting job in a government-owned company, which is an IT company. And since then, I've not left Mauritius. I continued my studies with Chartered Institute of Marketing, and now I'm a chartered marketer. And also working now in another IT company, software development company, which is a public-private partnership. So yeah, actually, Roderick's Island has taught me to be, humble. Like we say, in we've heard it mainly in Africa. It says that it requires a village to
To
grow.
raise a child.
Yes. So I can say that in Rodriguez, I have had this opportunity. I've been lucky, where you have people, neighbors, family members, accompanying you. And this has taught me to be a humble person. And also, being from the island, from a small island, it has taught me to be resilient, to be someone that adapts to different environment, different situation. And also it has taught me the importance of community, because my journey has been built, on hard work, continuous learning, and a passion for community service as well. And again, marketing and communication.
So you would have gone to basic school. Sorry, in Jamaica we have basic school. We go up to primary school, then high school. I don't know if that's the same thing for you there in terms of the different levels of your education system.
Yes, it's same. It's just the names that are different. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's basically the same.
And you guys face the same risk of earthquakes, hurricanes, and all of those things that we in Jamaica have to contend with as being an island state or being an island country.
Actually, earthquake is not common here
Hmm.
in Mauritius, and Rodrigues. But was it this year or last year? I don't even remember. But a few months ago, we had a sort of tremor in Rodrigues. But it was not that, it was not very strong. But we face mainly cyclones. And I must say that Mauritius has not been facing strong cyclones lately. Um,
Happy for
Rodrigues
you
have
guys.
yeah. While Rodriguez has been facing some cyclones, a bit strong, not too strong either, a few years ago. Yeah, but we've been lucky. We've not been facing bad cyclones for the past years.
I'm happy, really happy for you guys. We had to contend, especially the western part of Jamaica, had to contend, with our Category 5 Hurricane Melissa,
Oh,
October last year. So
uh,
yeah, so
sorry to hear.
yeah, I'm still feeling the effects of same, but a lot of Jamaicans still feeling the effects. But I'm happy for you guys that you have not had to contend with Category 5s and Category 4 cyclones or hurricanes, as we call them here, our tropical storms. As we come on to the break, our first break, are you political? Do you have any interest in politics? Do you pay attention to these things in Mauritius or GKS?
Being a JC, I remember you learn about, it helps you to, creates interest in politics. Of course, I follow the politics of Mauritius and Rodrigues. And yeah, Mauritius a lot because I live in Mauritius mainly, and Rodriguez a lot because it's my island, it's my people, and that's where I vote. I live in Mauritius for work, etc. But I also live in Rodrigues and I vote in Rodrigues. So I have lots of interest for what's happening politically and economically in these two places. And of course, I have interest for, global politics, to know what's happening. And because we've seen that the global politics has have an impact on our local economy and, let's say, politics as well. So yeah, I have an interest in politics.
And as you said, how closely do you follow what is happening in Africa, for example, what is happening in Mali, what is happening in South Africa, what is happening in Nigeria, and all of those places? How closely do you follow that?
For those countries, I wouldn't say very, very close, but I still, have an eye because I also have friends in all of these countries, and it helps you to get to know what's impacting them, and sometimes you want to know if there's anything as an active citizen that you could do to help your people, not politically, of course, but if there's anything you could do. And sometimes, there are things or decisions that are taken in those countries that help you to visualize and think about how this could be applicable to your island, or what are the mistakes that you should not repeat here, or what are the good things that you could learn from those countries politically.
I think as Jamaicans, and last question before the break, as Jamaicans, some of us have a very bad perception of Africa, especially based on the stories that we hear or the stories that we see. And how can Africans change that perception, or help the rest of the world to develop another perspective of the African continent, especially for those of us in the African diaspora?
Yeah, I think we should
And
change
all
the
of that
narrative.
is marketing too. That's marketing. Yeah.
Yes, but I think we should start by changing the narratives, and by this, I would start talking to journalists, those that the reporters, because you are the one that report about that what's happening on the African continent. And most of the time, what those people do, they report the bad news. It's a bit like what they want people to know about Africa, how they want people to perceive Africa. In the US, every day you have so many bad things happening, crimes, you have drugs, everything. But how much do you see it on the news? It's only when you see, you go look for small details somewhere that you will see that these things are there. But they are very present in the US. It's because what is being reported is not about those challenges. What is being reported is mainly the American dream, Hollywood, all these. So that's how people perceive or how people see America, the US, etc. So I think the narratives for Africa should change. I've been, even before visiting the different African countries, at the beginning, I had some apprehension. And then when I started visiting those countries, then I realized what is being said, what is being reported about these countries is not the only thing that, is happening there. Sometimes when you hear some reporters, it's like, Africa, when you go, you see people still on, horses, like the Shaka Zulu, things like that. But you have even Nigeria, you have very rich people, you have those luxury cars in those countries. The first time someone opened my door was in one of those African countries, not even in Mauritius. So we have to change what we report about Africa. And we should stop also making the mistake like saying Africa is like this, because Africa is the continent. We have so many countries. I'm not saying that those countries don't have their challenges. I'm not saying that everything that is being said about these countries are not true. What I'm just saying is that what is being said is not the whole story. We have to talk about the whole story, the good and the bad, because sometimes the good is much, much more than the bad we are talking about. So, there's Chimamanda Adichie, who's an African author, a Nigerian author actually, and she spoke about the danger of a single story. There's a single story that is being told about Africa, while Africa has, a variety of stories to tell to the world. So if you want to visit any African country, don't listen to those reporters that are reporting only the bad about those countries. Get to know more information about those different countries.
All right. Well said, Franchette. All right, we're going for our first break and then we come back to speak about marketing in the age of AI and artificial intelligence and algorithms and social media and all of those things. We soon come back. This is our first break on Real Life with Franchette from the Indian Ocean and from Mauritius. All right. Bell, over to you.
Sky Beach Bar and Seafood Grill, located in Hopewell, Hanover, offers you a variety of local Jamaican seafood cuisine. Dine in a tropical garden setting in one of our famous tiki huts, or get your feet wet in the beautiful Caribbean Sea. We also cater to large group parties, weddings, and conferences. We provide free Wi-Fi to all persons dining. Come in and ask about our Sky Beach bed breakfast accommodation. Fully air-conditioned rooms with all modern amenities. We're only 15 minutes away from Montego Bay. Call for reservations 956-5006 or 547-3971. We will be happy to serve you.
Real Life JA, Hanover's #1 talk show is back. Tune in to your host Shane Reed.
Are you ready, guys? She says she's ready.
Yeah,
Una ready?
Live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Weekly rebroadcast is aired on Cornwall Communications Network, Channel 0313, and on MF Telecom, Channel 100. You're invited to be a guest on the show, so please call 876-320-6013. Real Life JA, where we discuss and dissect real events to the core.
Lennox Lewis, last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Big up Bell Entertainment TV. They're the best. Don't mess with them, else I'll knock you out.
J Bell Entertainment TV. Come and share your world with us.
All right, guys, welcome back to Real Life on JBell Entertainment TV. I am your host, Shane Reed. Happy Sunday to you all. We are coming to you live from Hanover, Jamaica, and also from Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. And we have our very special guest with us, Franchette Emilien, and she is a marketing expert. And we are going to be talking more about marketing in this segment of the program. We are sponsored by Spirits Restaurant, and that's located in Montego Bay. We're sponsored by Sky Beach Restaurant Bar and Grill, and that's like down the road from where I live. And we are sponsored by Pythagoras Construction. Upcoming show later on this afternoon, Aniki Bell, that's Kiki Bell. She's going to be talking to Thunder first, and he is a RT. So, guys, those of you, wherever you're watching from Africa, from Europe, from the Americas, or from Jamaica, please come back at 4 p.m. And I know that in Africa, it might be beyond your bedtime, but just like, subscribe, and when you have the time, you can watch that interview with Thunder first and Aniki. All right, so Franchette, let's get to your passion, which is marketing.
Yeah.
How has social media affected or impacted marketing in the 21st century, especially from an African standpoint? And if you want to branch out into the rest of the world, no problem with that.
Yeah, social media is very present in our everyday life, being in our be it in our personal life, be it in business. So almost everybody is on social media. Almost every company is on social media. But of course, the thing is about choosing the right media. If you are not on social media, it can be a killer for your business. If you want to create a personal brand, also it can be a killer. But also, what is very important is to choose the appropriate social media, because you cannot be everywhere or anywhere. You have to be at the right place. It depends on
So
your.
pause. You're asserting that based off the type of product or business that you're offering, there is a particular social media platform that is more ideal for that business.
Exactly. Yes,
And,
let me take an example. Yeah, sorry,
okay.
go ahead.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be on all social media platform.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. You just need to know where is your audience, where is your target audience, let's start talking about community. Where would you create your community? That's where you need to go. Why would you go in a place where your target audience is not there? Why would you spend energy to be at a place where your target audience is not? Let me take, for example, I work for a public-private partnership. I'm in software development, let's say, and we develop, we are in trade and business facilitation solutions. So our main customers are government entities. We don't have a Facebook page because there's no need for me to go spend my energy on a Facebook page where my audience is not, because government officials will not necessarily be on Facebook. I will not go on TikTok. Why also I would not choose Facebook or TikTok, because those are platforms where people have the freedom of saying whatever they think about. And despite my main customers being government entities, the end users of our system is the general public, businesses, people that have individual businesses registered. And when it's a vast audience using the end users, it's so many. And imagine I have a Facebook page or a TikTok page, and there's something that goes wrong. You know how many people will go on those platforms and start saying anything and everything. How do I manage this? How do I do damage control on these platforms? So the wiser decision is not to be on these platforms, because first of all, my my main customers are not there, so I will not be able to target them there. So I have a LinkedIn page, and also I have a website where, if a potential partner or a potential customer needs information, they will go to my website, or even to look for us on LinkedIn, and then gather the relevant information. But for example, for a company that is in FMCG, they can be on all those platforms because they are targeting the general public for their products and services. So it is very important to know what you are providing, where is your audience, where are your customers, where is your community. Then you go to these specific places and you focus on these channels.
All right, so thank you, and I'm learning something new now. So there's no need to be all over the place and stretch yourself too thin in terms of
Exactly.
social media. All right, so some practical examples. So you are a medical firm or medical practitioner, you are a lawyer, or you are into cosmetics, or you are into media, like how with JBL, and we're just starting up. So let's go again. So medical, where would you advertise? on which social media platforms would you advertise?
Okay, so medical, or let's say I can be everywhere or I can be on specific channels. It depends on my objectives.
Yes.
Let's say, for example, I'm a medical practitioner. I talk to the general public. So I can be on Facebook, I can be on Instagram, and then also I can still use TikTok, but the message that I would be sharing on the other platforms may differ to the message on TikTok. For example, on TikTok, I can, make some videos about, let's say now in Africa, there's, Ebola that is the talk of the town at the moment. So let's say I could do some informative video about Ebola. Let's say I'm a doctor in DRC, for example, because Ebola is very present in DRC. Then it would be good for me to talk about Ebola, to talk about the preventive actions that should be taken, and what to do when you have Ebola. Those are information that I may be talking about on, on TikTok, because TikTok has a high reach. You have lots of young people, even not so young people on TikTok, where, they can see the videos and get the information, the practical information about how to protect themselves, what to do in case they have Ebola. And let's say on the Facebook platform, you can still share those videos, but also Facebook could be that platform where you will talk about your specific cabinet, what are the what you do, what are the services that you provide. Are you a specialized doctor or are you a general one? You would be giving those information, the contact details, etc., etc. Where you communicate, it also depends on the objective of your communication. What are you trying to reach with that communication? Is it just to inform people about something? Is it just to create awareness? Or is it about selling my services? Is it about putting forward a specific brand of, I don't know, medical equipment, or of, drugs? It depends on the objectives and where the people that are related to that specific service or product are on. If it is something that, let's say, I'm sharing a service that would be targeting, let's say, very young people,
Yeah.
then TikTok might be the preferred platform to do that. And if it is a service, a medical service that would target like people between, let's say, 40 to 50, maybe Facebook might be the right platform. And also it depends on, countries. There are some countries where Instagram does better, some other countries where Facebook does better as well.
I get what you're saying. Let me pause before we continue with the scenarios and welcome those of us who just joined. Thank you guys for joining Real Life. I am Shane and this is Franchette, and we're talking about marketing in the digital era beyond likes and followers. So, guys, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, please put them in the chat. I will see them and I will ask Franchette. Yeah, Bell is saying, I love this. Yeah, I love this too. Uh, and you can see that Franchette is actually an expert. I am just coming up with the scenarios and I'm just giving them to her, and she's spitting back the information on us. So I'm seeing that you are actually an expert in this area. So thank you for your answers with the medical experts. I think I said cosmetics. So if you're into cosmetics, and then if you're into law, and then like what Bell and I are trying to do, and we've been trying to do for the past couple of years, on and off. Every now and then I am on, and then I leave and go study, and then I come back. But I am on for the long term now. so so you're a lawyer and you're into cosmetics. Which platforms, traditional, new, would you be on?
Yeah, if I'm a lawyer and also into cosmetics, I would use, Facebook is a widely used platform. So I would be on Facebook, I would be on Instagram, and mainly cosmetics, I would make sure that I'm on TikTok because I would be doing some live sessions, I would be doing some demos, and while for law firms, I would not really recommend TikTok. Let's say I'm talking mainly for the Mauritian market.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
not, yeah, I would not really advise to be on TikTok to just market your law firm, because I would recommend to be on LinkedIn, mainly because this is the platform here that is more linked to being, professional. I would make sure that I have a clean and neat LinkedIn profile with all the information that are required and that it looks very professional. And also, of course, I would have a Facebook page as well, because some of my target audience would definitely be on Facebook. Um, those are the main platforms I would definitely recommend. And of course, it's very important to have, for a law firm, to have a website, because this is where you would be having most of the information that the people are looking for. Because before people contact you, before anyone contact you, it can be a company or an individual, what they will do, they will go look for information about your company, about your firm. Even for cosmetic, people will go look for reviews before they buy the products. So for the law firm, having all the information about on your website, the testimonials, the cases that you've been working on, having some of your high profile clients writing a few lines about how professional your firm is. Those are the things that would be on your website, but not necessarily on your social media, your Facebook or your LinkedIn. And for cosmetics, cosmetic is something that touches everyone, every age group. Even now, even the nannies, they are starting they want their skin to be, bright, light,
Hmm,
things like
hmm.
that. So, depending on the age group, on the segment you are trying to reach. So, the younger segment, maybe I will look for them on TikTok. And, I'm talking about the younger segment. Even my mom is on TikTok
Yeah, they
all
are
the
on TikTok all the time.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. So even that generation could be reached on TikTok through some demos, videos, and talking about products, making it attractive to retain people's attention.
Yeah, yeah. And we have a couple popular lawyers in Jamaica who are on TikTok giving advice and all of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, for videos, it's very practical to be on
Hmm,
TikTok. And also, you have criminal lawyers, you have the
hmm,
lawyers that are, on family cases.
hmm.
Sometimes, depending on what is their field of expertise, this will also determine where they should be. And also, it's also important at what time you are there. This is another discussion, of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I realize that in Jamaica there is always issue with inheritance, and so anything to do with will and convey and all of those things seems to be a popular family law seems to be a popular topic. So last two, our business, JBL. On what platforms are we supposed to be on? And if you have a school, a private institution, a private school, etc., how do you market those? On what platforms should you be
Okay.
base?
Okay, instead of me just answering this question, let me start by asking a few questions just to, make the people listening, think a bit about it. So if I have a school, who are, what is my target audience? Yes, it's a school for kids. Kids will be coming to the school, but I will not be talking to the kids, right? So whom am I talking to? The parents. So let's see, where are the parents? And let's say you said primary schools, right?
Primary to middle school, high school, yes.
Okay, so basically those that have kids from primary schools are younger ones, and then high schools are older ones. So where are these people based? Where can you reach them? Again, once again, it depends on country. It depends on, where you are situated. Like maybe some countries, they are not much in Facebook, some other countries are not much on Instagram, etc. But you would go where these people are, and many who are the ones that are mainly looking for schools for their kids. They are the mothers most of the time. I'm not saying the fathers
Fathers,
don't do
yeah,
it,
yeah.
yeah, but the mothers will start the work, and then
Yeah,
they will
yeah.
go to the fathers. See, I've seen this school. So once again, I think any not any media, but I think Facebook would do good. um TikTok also would do good, because you can once again do some small videos. But we are focusing on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn now. But in other countries, you have more famous, some other famous social media platforms. So
Whether it's such as
I
X or
repeat.
Twitter.
Yes, I repeat myself by saying that it would depend in which region and country where you are, to determine what works best. And in marketing, what we do, we create what we call personas. So let's say for a school for primary kids, I would do a persona. Maybe the parents would be, from, let's just an example, from between 20 years old and let's say 40 years old. So those ones were 20 to 40. Where are they most present? Maybe those ones, 20 to 30 are more present on TikTok. Maybe from 35 to 50, they are more present on Facebook. So all these will determine where I have to be. And based on my different personas, then I will know what message. The message for primary will have to go on TikTok. The message for secondary will have to go on Facebook. But it doesn't mean that I will not communicate that message on TikTok or vice versa. It just, I can communicate on both platforms, but taking into consideration that my main audience is on a specific platform.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Madam Teacher of Marketing, I'm hearing you. Well said. so, to market real life now, we would have to think about the audience that we're trying to reach. Who would be interested in the sort of conversation that we are now having? Seeing that we are not into the whole cast and cussing out and carrying on. We're more interested in educating and informing and all of those things. So we have to think about the ideal platforms that will be more suited for educating and informing and guiding.
Exactly. Because sometimes what happens very often, people just communicate what they want to communicate. Okay, I want to say this. Let me just go on Facebook and I start saying it. And then you see that the message is not going through, or the message is being misunderstood. It's the reason behind it is that before devising that message, you've not thought about your the receiving side. You are the one giving the message. You have to think about the receiving side. How will the receiving side perceive this message? What kind of message you want to send to this receiving side? What do you want them to understand? What do you want them to take out of what you are saying? So when you start thinking about that, then it will help you to devise the right message for the specific audience. The way I will be talking to a 20 years old will differ to the way that I'll be talking to a 60 years old. For the 20 years old, for example, I will be using some slang, to feel like I'm, on the pop, you see. But to that person of 60 years old, I will be more like, okay, I will be more calm. You see, the message, the content itself, and the way I will send the message will be different.
Yeah, so when I'm in my classroom before my teenagers, I have a different persona.
Exactly.
But when I'm no longer in front of them, I have to then switch into a different persona.
Actually, the persona is the receiving end. So it's your kids of 19 to something that is specific persona, and that those other ones are a different persona. You will remain yourself, but your
Oh,
message to
so so I remain myself, but
yeah,
okay, cool.
your message will change. Your
Your
message will
message, okay.
change depending on the specific persona you are targeting.
So no alter ego, no split personalities here, no schizophrenic
No,
personality.
you
But
adapt.
you adapt, you remain your
Yes,
same by adapting, but your message.
exactly. You remain authentic. Authenticity is very important,
Mhm.
and there needs to be consistency in your message. The message, I will be telling the 19 years old and what I will be telling the, let's say, 50 years old, it's the same thing, but it's just being said differently, so that because they understand things differently. Like, let's say I'm talking to you, maybe in, I've seen the Jamaican, the way you communicate, so I'll be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, well,
yo,
but yeah,
yeah, yo,
yeah,
but let's say I come to your home and
yeah.
I'm talking to your parents. Let's say I'm visiting Jamaica, I'm talking to your parents. Now, I'm still Franchette.
Hmm.
I'm still going to say, yeah, I love Jamaica. Thank you for welcoming me, etc., etc. But there'll be no yo, you see, my body language, the wordings I'll be using, the way I'll be expressing myself will be different. So it's the same thing when you're talking to your customers. Customers, from a specific age, you will be talking in a specific way. Another age range, you will be talking in a different way. Same message. Let's say you are selling cosmetics, you still want to say my cosmetic is very good for your skin, but to the, let's say, to the 50 years old, you will be saying the cream is good for wrinkles, it avoids wrinkles. But to the 20 years old, you will still be saying that the cream is good, but not for wrinkles. It will make your skin bright, things like that. But at the end of the day, it's the same message. You are just telling them that your cream is very good.
Yeah, because if you start doing like you doing all of that, the Jamaican might think you're mocking them and you're trying to be you're patronizing him or her. Yeah, so remain Franchette, the Mauritian or Regicon of French, English, Dutch, Indian, Chinese, and so you maintain that, but you're cognizant of the fact that you're speaking to a Jamaican audience.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Bell, I don't know if I think this is Bell though, but Bell is saying that he's learning a lot and you need to come back again. Yeah, I'm learning a lot, and I'm
Okay,
sure,
okay.
and I'm sure all
Hopefully
you,
next time it's gonna be physical.
yeah, physical whether there or physical here.
In
Yeah,
Jamaica, in
yes,
Jamaica.
yes. It's up to the younger ones to do certain things, and so that we can get the rest of the world, whether they come to Ocho Rios or they come to Montego Bay in the future. But it's up to them. You know,
Yeah.
I'm trying to encourage them to take up the challenge and do something
Uh-huh.
so that the rest of the world can come to Jamaica, because I know you guys want to come to Jamaica and spend some time with us. All right.
Exactly.
What if I'm marketing a movie or a song? What are some steps that I can take? Could you please answer that?
You know, if you're marketing a movie, you have to be everywhere because people watching the the movie, they're everywhere. So normally, an audience for a movie is, on every platform. So for that one, and also you have the budget, because to promote a movie, most of the time you have a big budget for marketing. I know there are small movies as well, but the good thing with social media is that you don't need to spend a lot of money to market on social media. You can start with, like, for example, a trailer. You have your trailer on all the different social media platform. You can just boost them, and if you don't have a big budget, you can manage, the your social media based on the specific budget that you have. So the best thing, you must have noticed a change in the way we are marketing things nowadays. Yeah, we have some posters, but you will see that where there are posters, the engagement is lower than where you have, videos. So the best thing is to use videos. And one thing that works a lot also in marketing, communicating, is authenticity and storytelling. So make sure that when you are doing a video, for example, it's not just for the sake of doing a video. The video has to tell a story. But I know in for movies you have the trailers that you will use. But if you want to use other videos as well, so the videos must be telling a story, and a story that is appealing to your audience.
What
That's
about the
basic.
song? And I think it's the same thing for the song too. The same rules would apply for the song.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes you will see that things that were you have a teasers. You can start by the teasers, and once again, people like stories. Very often, that what you will see, there are some singers that you will see they are in the studio, and they will put a small video of them working on the sound in the studio, and you see that it's like you are seeing the person in his element, in his own environment. It's not artificial. It's exactly what is happening. Then you feel interested, and then you want to see what's coming next of a song. You will be on the lookout for the song, and then you will see that before the song is released, there's a small trailer. Yeah, it's coming out on X date, and then you hear part of the song. Those are things that create interest, and then people will be waiting for the song to come out. And then when the song comes out, everyone is already aware that the track is coming out. And then that's when the sound, the track comes out, and then you see there's lots of streaming. But and if it is a good song as well, once it is on radio, and everyone gets to know about the song. In parties, you start releasing the song and it works. Even, in the parties, it's also marketing the song. It's also about knowing where you go play your song when it is being released, what audience you choose. Those also are important things.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that you're this good at marketing. I must say that though.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you were an accountant, at first.
You thought I was what?
An accountant.
Oh, okay, okay. No, maybe it's the glasses, but no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am here and I'm doing an auditing of the questions, and I'm auditing and I'm saying, okay, you've basically answered a lot of stuff, so I'm trying to ensure that I do not repeat myself or repeat the questions. Traditional versus new media, which is best? Pros and cons.
Okay, I would recommend both. I would recommend using both because you cannot use only social media, and you in this era of digital, you cannot use only traditional media. But it's very important to use a blend of both. Um, let's say, for example, you have countries where you have aging population.
Yeah,
So not everyone is on social media. Like Mauritius is a country where we have an aging population. Though many of our people are well versed with technology, but you still have some people that are not, very at ease using technology. So those people, you still need to target them. And what are the means that you can use to target them? It can be, on TV, and in Mauritius, we listen a lot to radio. So it's very important to use radio as well to reach out to the people. And we use billboards as well. There are some strategic places where you use billboards, but it depends on also what kind of products or services you're marketing. Again, I know I'm repeating myself. Again, your target audience is very important. And also, one aspect that is very, very important is the budget, because traditional media is costly. So if you are, for example, a small business, let's say I'm a small entrepreneur, I just started my business, it's going to be very difficult for me to be on TV, or even to use billboard. So I would start with social media, which has a reach. But if my target audience is off social media, then I would have to, at some point invest in traditional media. So I always recommend the use of both, like even, so that you are able to reach a wider audience and make sure that your audience hear about your product, hear about your services. And also, I would not say one is best or the other. It depends on what you are marketing and who you are targeting. For example, if you are targeting something that is related to digital, you cannot not be on social media. You cannot not use digital to show that you are really well versed with technology. So you have to be using videos, showing that you are well versed with AI, etc. The pros of digital is that you can reach a lot of people with a lower budget. But the advantage of traditional media as well is that you can reach those people that are not on social media.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Bill is asking, what is your fee to do marketing for someone?
What is my fees?
Yes.
Oh, tell Belle that we will have a private conversation about this one.
Well, she says, well, you're listening, so, but I'm repeating what she's saying. You ought to have a private conversation with her and she will discuss.
Okay, that's perfect. We're most welcome. Then we can discuss. I must not reveal. Marketing is also about knowing what you should reveal where. And revealing this price here would not being a good strategy.
Franchette, Gaspard, Pierre, Louis, is that your brother, your mother? Excellent sharing, dear Franchette. So proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I spoke about Rodrigues Island being autonomous, right?
Hmm.
Rodrigues Island has its own regional assembly, which is the Rodrigues Regional Assembly.
Hmm.
And Franchette Gaspard Pierre-Louis is the minority leader of the Rodrigues Regional Assembly. So, honorable.
Oh, Honorable Pierre Lewis, thank you for joining us in Jamaica. And yeah, Franchette is excellent. She's an excellent marketer and she's a wonderful leader. Yeah.
Thank you.
And thanks to Japan for connecting me with so many wonderful folks. And of course, thanks to the greatest organization ever for individuals 18 to 40, that is JCI, Junior Chamber International, or formerly JCs. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thanks to the best organization. That's why I'm able to meet folks like Franchette, who has helped to make my life better and basically educating the rest of the public, both here in Jamaica, the Caribbean, the Americas, and the world.
Thank you for the opportunity, my dear friend.
Yes, and thank you for joining. I greetings from Rodriguez Island to you and the people of Jamaica, and greetings to you, Honorable Pierre Lewis, and thank you for joining. And all the best to Rodriguez Islands, from a fellow islander in the Caribbean Sea to an islander in the Indian Ocean. And as I said, I'm looking out at the Caribbean Sea.
Oh yeah, we have to come to look at the Caribbean Sea too.
Yes. Franchette, I know it's late, so it's we are being on for an hour and 21 minutes. I'm going to do 9 more minutes. I think it's 10:30 there? Soon
It's
10:30? 9:30?
9:20. Yeah.
How much time left do you have with us? I know you have to wake up to go to work in the morning. So how much more minutes can you give us?
As much as you would need, that's fine.
All right, cool.
I'm in Jamaica today, so yeah, we're enjoying Jamaica.
You're enjoying Jamaica vicariously.
Yes, virtually.
Yeah.
You see, the beauty of technology is that we can be worlds apart, but we are still together.
Yeah, we are still together. All right. Bell will soon go for a second break, so just stand by. How do we prevent ourselves from falling in the likes trap? So you get 10,000 likes, 15,000 likes, or you don't get any likes at all. So the person who get a lot of likes, I think they think that they have reached and they're on top of Mount Everest. And then this person who don't get any likes, they say, "Oh my God, I need to do something different." How do we prevent ourselves from falling in that trap?
Yeah, actually, likes and followers can create that illusion of success without really delivering actual business results. So, like you mentioned, a page can have 10,000 likes, but very little engagement or trust or sales. I think businesses should focus on customer engagement. You know how customers engage with your, let's say, your post or whatever communication you've provided, you've shared. It's how your customers engage with that, and also the conversion rates. Let's say you've got 1,000 customers that engage on your page, but how many of them have converted into real customers.
Yeah.
Those are some of the metrics. And if let's say if you have a website, you can measure how much traffic you've had to your on your website. Because let's say that you've posted something on social media, you would put your website link there. So how many people have clicked on that link to access your website, and also check that product or services that you've put forward on your social media. Then customer retention also is very important. You had 10,000 you had, let's say, 1,000 customers out of it. How many of them did, some repeat purchase? Or were they just one-time buyers? If it's something that they should buy recurrently, and it's not being done, then you have to go check what's the cause of that. Let's say if you are selling refrigerators, people will not buy refrigerators every week, every month, every year. But after those things are getting more and more fragile nowadays, so they last for just 2 or 3 years. So are they coming after 2-3 years? But let's say if you are selling cosmetics, those small creams, and you use them for a month and you have to replenish. So are these customers coming back to you? If yes, that's perfect. It means that it's working. But if no, why? Is it a problem of trust with your brand? Because you have to also check how people are trusting your brand. And also, when you put a post there, how many leads has it generated? Let's say I put a post today. Today is Sunday, and let's say by end of the week, on Friday, I analyze and see how many potential customers have contacted my company for this specific product or service. And also now you have, with social media, we create a community where we talk to potential customers. Before social media, we used to just transmit a message to our potential customers, because when I have a billboard, I'm just sharing a message to potential customers. But when I'm on social media, I'm giving my customer the opportunity to interact with me, and I'm responding back. Of course, you have to respond back to create. Sometimes you see people, they are selling something, they post it on social media, and when you go to the comments, you see thousands of people are asking, what's the price, what's the price, and no one has responded to any of this message. So this is not good, because you're not creating the community. You have to talk to the people, because the people have come back to you, your potential customers. So you have to give them the information so that you can trigger purchase. Actually, at the end of the day, marketing should be supporting business opportunities, and not what we call vanity metrics. Actually, the vanity metrics are the number of likes,
Are you
the
going
number
viral?
Sorry?
Or going viral?
Yes, exactly. But it's not worth it if you are having 100,000 followers, but then no one is purchasing your products. But on the other hand, you may be having just two likes, 3 likes, but you have more purchase. Because, even you, I'm sure, if you are true to yourself, sometimes you see a post go by, it's a friend, because it's a friend, the post is long, you don't even read till the end, you just put a like. Or it's a friend that has posted a picture. You tell yourself, why did he or why did she have to post this picture? She could have chosen another picture, but because it's my friend, let me put a like. But the friend on the opposing side will think like, oh, Shane really likes my picture, he's given me a like, or But at the end of the day, Shane doesn't like the picture. He's just put a like because it's a friend, and it's creating that this illusion that Shane is liking the picture. And how many are doing like Shane? And it's the same for your business or your product. Sometimes people will just read half of what you've written or watch half of the video and just put it like. Some people are just liking so that other people can see that they are everywhere. But you cannot use this as a metric for you to say that your product or your service is very successful, because these metrics, they only indicate visibility, but they do not tell whether people are becoming customers, whether they are engaging with a brand, or even generating revenue, which is, at the end of the day, every post you are putting, every marketing you are doing, the main objective is to generate revenue.
Wow, Franchette. We should ask persons to pay for this, you know. This is university level conversation we're having here today, guys.
Thank you. I'm trying my best.
You have exceeded far and above, to the point where I'm seeing, and I hope I'm going to pronounce his name correctly. I think that's Yannick Ivana Kasmir, and he said, thanks for sharing your expertise. Thank you. I don't know if you're better at pronouncing these names than I am.
Oh, Yannick Ivan Casimir. Thank you,
Yes.
Yannick.
Yes. All right. So yeah, she has gone above and beyond. And it's so interesting that that's the last segment where you spoke about that trap that we can fall in, because of course I can just like it because, oh yeah, I don't want to. You know that I am on social media, and you expect that at least I am going to like the post because I follow you and I am your friend and I always support you. So I could just be doing it to make myself feel good, and that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so powerful. All right, last question, and then we go to our second break, and then we pick up back with the conversation on marketing, the algorithms. We do not control the algorithms. It is the social media companies that do that. How do we deal with that as businesses who are using social media? What can we do to go above and beyond those who control the algorithms?
As I mentioned a little bit earlier, people should not depend on only entirely on one specific platform. A smart strategy actually would be to, diversify to be on different platforms. For example, you can build an email database, because email marketing also is can be very effective. It was last year or 2 years ago. Um, I was working on a new product that we were about to launch, but I was extremely busy. So I didn't really have time to devise a marketing and communication strategy and communication plan. So what I said was like, okay, we've gone through the launch. We cannot remain silent. So let me start. I know email is not, the most effective one. So, but let me start just using having an email campaign. This will give me time to work on my digital strategy. The thing is that I think I didn't measure properly the result of the email marketing, because the response we got from the email marketing, I decided not to go forward with. Actually, we decided not to go forward with the other platforms or on the marketing strategy, because we were getting so many responses just from the email marketing. So we had to address all the queries, all the feedback, etc. So email marketing in some cases can be very effective. You must also have a professional website, as I mentioned, because even though algorithms are changing, yes, your website will be there. It can also, help you to still communicate. And as I mentioned, you diversify, you use different platforms, you create stronger relationships, because if you have you have created strong relationships, even though algorithms are changing, those people will go look for you. I like, let's say, Shane is a very good lawyer, and I once had a case that Shane was handling. I really liked the way he handled it. The next time there's another case, my brother has a case, my cousin has a case, I will recommend Shane. So what will happen? We will go look for Shane where he is. But of course, Shane has to ensure that he has presence on different platforms, so that if I cannot find him here, I can still find him on other platforms. And of course, build a community, like we said, interact with people, make people engage with you instead of just looking for likes, followers, etc. Because when people genuinely trust your brand, they will continue to follow you even if algorithms change. Because I've been talking about building community and not chasing reach, because reach is about how many people see your content. But at the end of the day, you don't just don't just want people to see your content. You want them to see it, to understand it, and to interact and to come look for it. That's how you build a community, which is about how many people care about your content. You see, there are some people that are just scrolling, seeing, putting the like, but just scrolling. But there are some people that will not even like. I would say that I'm one of those people. I will see your thing, I like it, I'm interested, but I may not necessarily put a like there. I may go off social media, I may contact you directly, I will chat up with you. Because let's say I'm discreet, I don't want people to see that I'm commenting and you are responding on that post. I will chat you up outside the social media. So businesses often focus on increasing reach because reach is easy to measure. But however, a community is built when people don't just see your content, they interact with it, they trust it, they recommend it. Like as I mentioned, you look after a case for someone, then when the cousin, the brother needs a lawyer, they will recommend you, and they feel connected to your brand as well. I'm used to Shane. I'm using Shane again all the time because it's the two of us. You are producing a local cosmetic brand. I'm using it. I like it. I feel connected to that brand. Let's say it's Shane Cosme. So I like Shane Cosme. Everywhere I will go look for Shane Cosme. You get what I mean? And to build a community, businesses need to stop treating social media as a billboard and start treating it as a conversation. I mentioned earlier that some people...
Hold on. Stop treating social media as a billboard.
Yeah.
Treat it as a conversation.
Yes, because a billboard is just there, giving you whatever information is on it. There's nothing. You cannot you cannot talk to the billboard. Even if you do, the billboard will not answer you, right? Have you tried? If not, you should, because maybe you can prove me wrong then. Yeah, because that's what I said. Some people will just post something. They are selling, let's say they are selling clothes. And then you see people asking, what's the price? What's the price? What's the price? And no one even take time to answer. So it's like a billboard, you go and ask the billboard, what's the price? What's the price? The billboard will not answer. So you must have a conversation. Social media allows you to converse. So please talk to your people, talk to your customers. Maybe 100 people will ask for the price, not 100 people will buy it. But maybe you can have 10 people buy it, but it's 10 sales. But if you don't respond, no one knows the price. Who will buy it? Because I need to know the price before I can buy it. I will not order without knowing the price. So please start responding to me. And, customer behavior, and we talk mainly about customer experience. For your customers to have a good experience, they need to feel that you are taking care of them. How many times, Shane, have you gone to a shop or somewhere to buy something, and then you enter the shop and then that person ignores you, just look at you over the glasses, but don't even greet you, don't even ask you how he can help you? What you will do most of the time, at least what I do, I just walk out of the shop. Sometimes that shop may be selling at a lower price, but I will go to the competitor that is selling at a higher price, because there, when I walk in, they will greet me, but will treat me like a princess, and God knows how we like to be treated like princesses, like princes. So we feel good. We feel that we are being taken care of. If I'm trying that dress, the seller will tell me, yeah, no, maybe a smaller size will fit you. Maybe you should take a bigger size. That one, makes you look sexy. I will be ready to pay more for this kind of interaction. So it's the same for social media, because you are selling on social media. It's not a physical shop, but you are selling on social media. So make sure that you're talking to the people that are on your social media. That you respond to comments, you respond to questions, or you even ask the potential customer questions. You share customer stories, because sometimes there are nice stories. People like storytelling. Sometimes we call it gossip, but it's storytelling. Let's keep it like this. And you create valuable content. You are selling something. Let's say you are selling cosmetic. I need to know, it's not just you tell me you are selling cosmetic. I need to know how your cosmetic is solving a challenge that I have. Tell me how your cosmetic is bringing value to my life, to my body, to my face, or whatever. Then I will be interested. I will engage with you on your social media, and also listen to feedback. You may be selling a product. I may have bought your product. I had an issue, because sometimes, one product may have some defects, etc. You have a customer giving you feedback, or maybe your packaging is not appropriate. A customer is giving you feedback. Don't just go and delete that comment. Respond to that comment. Make the customer understand that, okay, I've taken note of your feedback. As a responsible supplier or producer or provider, we have at heart the benefit of our customer, all those blah blah blah. So we will work together with our team to see how we can improve our packaging to make your experience even better. Go into those directions, so I will feel that he listened to me. So next time, because he listened to me, I will go back to him. Do you get my point?
I get your point clearly, Franchette. Well said.
So just to finish that part, let's use this process. You start from reach, you go into engagement. That is when people will start interacting with your content, asking
So
questions.
engagement.
Yes, reach is that that person will start with a like, or will start following your page. Then the person will start engaging with you. You have a post, start asking question. What's the price? It's a sort of engagement. Is that dress made of cotton or polyester? You see, people are trying to gather information. This is engagement. Then people will begin to trust you because you are interacting, you are giving information, you are answering questions. And then when they start feeling that they are part of something, of your product, they are part of what you're selling, then it becomes the community. Then it means that you have created a community. And then what you want at the end of the day is that your community start advocating for your brand, for your product. How they advocate is when they start recommending your product or your service to someone else.
Whoa. Franchette, my friend Franchette, you have me on cloud nine. You have my brain just going. Yeah, this is fascinating. We're going to take our second break. You are a blessing to us, one in a million show. I need this special guest in years. Belle, is this from you or from a guest? All right. I'm speaking personally too. I needed this conversation years ago. And this is a fascinating conversation, Franchette. And I'm going to do everything that is in my power to ensure that this conversation reach as much persons as possible because it is an important conversation. All right, guys, we're going for our second break. And we soon come back. It is about minutes to 10, in 15 minutes to 10 in Mauritius in the Indian Ocean, and it is 15 minutes to 1 o'clock here in Jamaica. We soon come back. All right.
What if I told you that there was a place where you could meet young people who are changing the world? A place where business leaders, officials, entrepreneurs, and humanitarians come together to talk about building a more sustainable and equitable future for us all. A place where you can network with professionals from over 100 countries. Well, there is a place, actually a lot of places, where change makers are meeting to become the next generation of leaders. Welcome to JCI. We also make sure that wherever we are, we're connecting people with skills, knowledge, and resources they need to succeed in work and life. And even though we much prefer jetting around from continent to continent to meet our international colleagues in person, we're also committed to bringing the JCI experience to you wherever you are. But what makes a JCI event unique isn't just the parties, the ceremonies, the workshops and panels. It's members like you guys coming together, sharing your ideas on what it means to be a leader in the modern world. So, welcome aboard.
Lennox Lewis, last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Big up Bell Entertainment TV. They're the best. Don't mess with them, else I'll knock you out.
J-Bell Entertainment TV. Come and share your world with us.
Yes, and as the former boxing world champion, Mr. Lennox Lewis just said, we are the best, yes, and we aim to offer different conversations to our audience, not the same, regurgitated nonsense where people are just cussing out each other. We're educating, we're informing, and we are exposing you to other cultures around the world. So welcome to Real Life. This is our last segment. I'm going to allow Franchette to go and get some rest and prepare for Monday morning. She's 9 hours ahead of us in the Indian Ocean, and she needs to go and sleep and get ready for work tomorrow. All right, so Real Life on J-Bell. I am your host, Shane Reed, and our special guest is Franchette Emilien, and she's from Mauritius and from the island of Rodriguez, and she's a marketing expert, and she's been talking to us on marketing and social media and all of those things, and she has been doing a fascinating job, an excellent job, and she's offering university level guidance and conversation and marketing. So, Franchette, thank you so much, and I'm sure the audience is enjoying it, and those who will watch after will also enjoy this conversation. So, Franchette, thank you.
Thank you. You're most welcome.
All right, so I'm doing an audit here, and I'm not going to repeat any questions that you have asked. So let me get on with it. Let me see. You discuss audience versus community. Okay, small business and the costs. How do they deal with that? The cost to advertise on social media as a small business.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, social media can be, let me put it this way. You can use social media with a small budget. What's important is how you craft your message. Because, if you have a big budget, there are lots of things you can do on on social media. But even with a small budget, you can also maximize on social media. But what's very important is your message, how you craft it. And we are living in technological era where we hear a lot about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is there. It's not a myth.
So how
So
how how, how do we use it then? So think about that. So twin artificial intelligence, the impact of artificial intelligence with your response.
actually, artificial intelligence, I'm not asking you to use it in your response as such. I'm asking you to use it to craft your message. Because, years ago, for example, for you to be able to make a video, you had to go to a videographer, to pay a lot of money because making a video is very costly. But nowadays, you can even use, those free platforms. You don't even need to go for the paid version. If you are
Well,
small,
I would advise anybody to pay for Claude or Grok.
yeah, you can pay. But let's say you are starting, you can start with a version that you are not paying for. You start
Yeah,
making your
yeah.
videos,
Mhm.
you start making short, small video. But what's important is about the content you are putting in your video. But nowadays, even AI helps you to come up with the content. But be careful. You have, even if you are using AI, there needs to be some human touch in your message.
It
People
needs to be
should feel.
authentic.
Yes, there should be authenticity. In marketing, two things are very important: authenticity and consistency. You have to be consistent in your message, and your message has to be genuine. So sometimes you have some challenges with social media when you are working on that. But AI, you have some challenges with AI when you are crafting your message. But AI is getting even better. It's improving itself. So AI is omnipresent in marketing. So you have to make sure of it, but also you have to tweak it and put some personal touch in the message that you are crafting. So to make sure that you are able to touch people on social media, I'm repeating myself once again. People like stories. So make sure you are telling a story. Even if you are using AI, make sure that it is telling a story. And of course, a very interesting story where people will be able to recognize themselves in those story. There needs to be empathy. You need to make the people feel that you are having a conversation with them. Yes, you are telling a story, but they can find themselves in your story. And of course, You can decide to boost your post. You don't need to boost it every day. You can use to boost it, like, it can be a boost over 1 week, a boost over 2 weeks, depending on the budget that you have. But for every business, small businesses, you need to have an online presence. You need to be on social media. Once again, which social media? It depends on your target audience. It depends on where you will find your target audience, but you cannot survive without being on social media. And also, it's not just about communicating, just about posting. You need to have a plan. The mistake many of us small enterprises, but also some big enterprises do it. They don't have a communication plan. We just communicate because we need to keep the account live. But communication is not like this. Marketing, effective communication, effective marketing is about having a strategy and having a plan that you follow, of course.
Thank you so much for that response, Franchette. Um, are there any unique opportunities that are presented to the African diaspora or Africa because of social media? Are there any unique marketing experiences?
You mean marketing experiences that are unique to those a specific region?
Yes.
I wouldn't say that they are unique to the region, because in the digital era now, we can have cross communication. People from Africa are able to communicate with people from the Caribbean. Actually, one of the greatest advantages of the digital era is that it has significantly reduced geographical barriers. So there is no through technology, through the digital era, it's not about you being in Jamaica, me being in Mauritius. Today, an entrepreneur from Jamaica, be it from Mauritius, Kenya, Nigeria, or any other part of the world, can reach customers globally and without needing a physical presence in multiple countries. Um, my company is based in Mauritius. I have customers in over different African countries. I don't have a physical presence in those countries. I don't have a physical office in those countries, but still I'm able to sell our services to those countries. And digital platforms have democratized access to markets. Small businesses can now showcase their products and services through social media, e-commerce platforms. They can do digital advertising, targeted advertising as well. I can be on social media in Jamaica. If I want to target only Jamaican potential customers, I target my marketing, my posts to only Jamaicans. But if I want to reach people from other countries, I target it to other countries as well. And actually, content marketing also is very important. And as I mentioned earlier, it's available at small cost. So for entrepreneurs, be it in the Caribbean, Africa, or other developing regions, this create lots of opportunities for you people. It can be in various sectors. It can be like in tourism. Like I've just been inviting you to Mauritius. You've just been inviting me to Jamaica, and other people from other part of the world. Opportunities also like creative industries, like you have people from some other countries that come to Mauritius for movies, to make movies. Some would go to maybe Jamaica because of some specific or specificities of Jamaica. It can be for consulting as well. Bell has been inviting me to do some consultancy for him in Jamaica, for her in Jamaica. All
So
these,
you have a potential customer from Jamaica.
you see exactly
And then
cross-border
through,
relationships.
yes, and then through this conversation and through Bell, a potential customer, Bell might then suggest somebody else to you and said, hey, I have this friend from Mauritius who is good at what she does.
Exactly. And you know, this is being done on social media. You see, we are using social media. And, you know, there are lots of opportunities that can be created in different industries. For example, Jamaica may be good for something specific. Mauritius is not very good at it, so we collaborate with a company in Jamaica and vice versa, so that we can, you know, empower ourselves in these specific fields. Or it can be a collaboration, a joint collaboration where we work on a specific projects. Two companies from two different countries, from two different continents.
All right, cool. Last question. And then I think Bella has another question. Last question. With AI, artificial intelligence, and short videos and all of these things, what is the future for marketing in this digital age?
You know, AI is very, very present nowadays. So you cannot be willing to make progress and not be willing
Will
to.
will AI make you useless as a marketer? Will it make your
No,
profession?
no, it will not. Of course, AI will bring some changes. You know, the way as a marketing professional, the way I was working years ago has changed with AI, with the introduction of AI. And AI has been introduced a few years ago. The way I was working 2 years ago with AI has changed the way I'm working today with AI, and it will change in 2 years the way I'm working with AI. AI is, I use AI a lot in my job, but AI is a support. AI helps me to be faster in what I'm doing and maybe more efficient in what I'm doing. But AI cannot replace me as a person. I still need to, you know, manipulate. I still need to do some input. I still need to take some data, give the data to AI for AI to do his part of the job. And very often, I don't know how often you use AI in your activities, in your tasks, but
Very
very
often.
often also, sorry?
Very often.
Okay, so you will understand me when I say sometimes even after AI has done the job, you go there and you edit what AI has delivered. So AI cannot, on its own, at least as far as I will be doing my job. I don't know in 100 years how AI will, you
You
know.
won't be around then.
Yes, I will not be there to see it. But
Yeah.
AI is not replacing my job, at least not anytime soon. So I'm not even worried about AI. I'm happy AI is there to help me be more efficient, more effective in delivering my task, in doing my job.
Yeah. Thank you. And I believe you. Melly's asking, what's the cost to go there? How do we get to Mauritius? What's the cost to come to Mauritius?
You know, unfortunately, Mauritius is far from many countries.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes you have to almost travel the world to reach Mauritius. I've not yet checked how, what are the, you know, the roads that you take from Jamaica to come
I think we
to.
might have to go to, so it's, all right, let me use it's MBJ to America and probably to Nigeria and then to you guys.
I don't think you need to go to Nigeria
No,
from America. Yeah,
South
maybe.
Africa.
You know, we have Mauritius is very well connected to different countries. So to come to
Okay.
Mauritius, you don't need to necessarily go to another African country to come to
Hmm.
Mauritius. So we
Hmm.
are connected to Europe. I think we are connected to, you know, like um, yeah, I think maybe you can go. I don't know if you can go through Europe or whatever. And also the road will depend on your budget, because sometimes what we do, we travel the world because we want to pay less. So it really depends. But you don't necessarily need to go to like Nigeria or another African country to come to Mauritius. Tell Belle that I will check the trip, the road that you had to take, and then I'll get back to
Think I
her.
can. Think I can ask Claude. Give me.
Yeah. Yeah, your
Give
dear friend
me.
Claude.
Give me. Come on. Give me a route from Jamaica to. Let me see what Claude says. So Claude is thinking. Claude is searching the web.
You know, even Claude hasn't, worked on that file so far on that case.
So Claude says Kingston or Montego Bay, MBJ to London. And major airlines like British Airways or Virgin Atlantic. And then, oh, so I would have to go to London. Or option two, Jamaica to Paris.
And then you have direct flights to Mauritius.
Option three, via the Middle East, Dubai. Option four, via Johannesburg. So we have option one via Europe, which is most common, according to Claude. Yeah. But the
Also-
uncommon ones seems to be via Johannesburg, via the Middle East, and via Paris.
Okay, I think those ones would be longer trips
Yes, longer trips. Yes.
and might be less expensive as well.
Yes. And so for individuals who like to just travel the world and just to take their time, go through airports and experience,
Exactly.
yeah, that's it. So Belle, that's it.
Exactly.
Is that Anel Lake? Hi from Mauritius. Anel, hi from Hopewell, Hanover, Jamaica, West Indies.
Hi, Anael.
Franchette, thank you so much from the very bottom of my heart, and thanks for engaging me some years ago in Japan, when we had in 2019 when we had the time of our life
Yes,
in Kawazawa. And
exactly.
yes, that
Thank you
that
so
was
much.
yeah, that was a moment, that was a once in a lifetime experience, and I'm so happy that since then, many of my own country folk, and fellow Jamaicans have had the opportunity to experience what I experienced. And there is currently one of my own chapter member who is actually at Aspect.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
that's great. Yes,
And then
Aspak is in Japan this year. Yeah.
he's going to be hanging around for Japan Academy. So he's getting double experience.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, Karuizawa in 2019 was
Yes.
the best. Yeah,
Was
the
the
best
best.
experience. Yeah,
The
yeah.
best experience.
Thank you
And
so
thank
much
you
for
for engaging me from then. And thank you for coming on now. And all the best to you, in Mauritius and elsewhere, and all the best to Africa. And I'm sure we will connect whether in that part of the world or we'll connect here in Jamaica at some conferences in the future.
Okay, thank you so much, Shane, for inviting me. It was a great pleasure sharing my experience, and I believe even me, I've learned something tonight. So, thank you, everyone, for listening to what we had to say. And it was a great pleasure engaging with you in 2019 in Karizawa, and also continuing the engagement. You heard tonight that engagement is very important. So let's keep engaging.
Yeah, yeah. Let's keep engaging each other.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. And as JCI members, what we say, we'll meet again somewhere around the world. So looking forward to meeting you again soon, somewhere around the world.
Yeah,
Be
Bell
it
says to stay
locally
on a
or
bit.
physically.
Bell says to stay on a bit. He wants to talk to you, but we're going to end the live, guys. Thank you. This has been Real Life on JBL Entertainment TV. I'm your host, Shane Reed. And you never know where I will be or where we will be on any particular day. Today, we are in the Indian Ocean. Next week or next month, we could probably be in the Pacific Ocean or somewhere there. All right. So thank you, Franchette. All the best. And we talk again.
Thank you.
Sun on our faces, the sky so